Show from your local news leader.
Welcome back, guys. As usual, it's time for Wise Guys Wednesday. Jeff Filippini from the U of I physics professor and department joins us now. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Morning.
Wanted to throw in that you were a professor. You know, I don't want to leave that out, so I had to add that detail in. How are you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing all right.
You doing all right?
Got awake this morning after a while in election coverage.
Yes.
So I thought I'd talk about something that's in the news, science news, but that's totally unrelated to the election.
Got it.
Relief for everybody. So a couple of weeks ago, so early October, people might have seen in the news there was a failure of two space telescopes.
Yes.
So the Hubble Space Telescope, launched in 1990. It's been up there a while. Everybody's heard of this. Chandra, which is an X-ray space telescope from 1999. These are both old. I think I had a couple photos of these.
We have the Hubble. I know that. I know it's coming.
Yeah, so that's Chandra. So this is an instrument that looks at the universe in X-rays. Some of the biggest, baddest things happen in the universe. That's Hubble. You've seen many beautiful pictures from. They both failed temporarily, fortunately, because of a failure of a gyroscope. So the question is, what's a gyroscope? So a gyroscope.
That is a good question. That was my question.
Yeah, there you go. So if you've ever heard of a gyroscope, you've probably heard of something like one of these.
Sure.
So this is a toy. I had one of these when I was a kid. It looks sort of like a top. It's a wheel with a string on it.
Got it.
You can do various tricks with it. I'll just do the simplest one. So you sort of just spin it up, and you plop it there on that stand. So the wheel is spinning.
Oh.
And it doesn't fall over.
Yeah.
It kind of turns in a funny way, but it doesn't fall over. And you can, you know, that's weird.
It is.
And you can kind of pick it up. You can kind of put it on your finger and do the same.
Oh, it's okay, Jeff. Not all of us are basketball players, you know.
Okay, so what is this thing? So all a gyroscope is a big, heavy wheel, something with a big moment of inertia.
Got it.
You get spinning really fast.
Okay.
So you can do that with basically anything. So you can have a bicycle wheel.
You just had this lying around.
As one does.
Yes.
So you get the wheel spinning up.
Got it.
And it doesn't even have to be that fast. You get the wheel spinning up, and you can just, hang it off of a string. And again, it doesn't fall over.
Yeah, interesting.
So what's going on is I've given the wheel a whole bunch of angular momentum.
Okay.
It's so angular momentum. That's basically it's a mass that's got a lot of velocity, a large moment of inertia, spinning really fast. So it likes to stay in the same direction. There's a law of conservation of angular momentum. Something spinning really fast in one direction this way will tend to stay that way unless you torque it pretty hard. So when you spin something, it gets hard to turn. Okay. So why do we care?
Why? Why do we care?
So what you can do is you can take, this is something, this is a gyroscope. It takes a little while to warm up. This is a big spinning wheel mounted in a bunch of gimbals. Sure. So I can, turn the thing, but I'm kind of letting it spin up here.
Get a little bit faster.
Get a little bit faster.
It kind of looks like you're hypnotizing me.
Yeah.
Earlier I saw that in the tease, and I was like, wonder what's going to happen in Wise Guys today.
So this is different from these in that this is balanced. This is finely balanced, so it doesn't tip over either way. The others were only supported from one end. That's why they did this turning thing called a precession. If it's finely balanced, the angular momentum, when it gets enough angular momentum, it'll want to stay in the same direction. So what that means is you can put one of these, if you get one of these spinning fast enough, you can change the mount direction. You could, it's a little heavy, but you can kind of tilt the thing.
Oh, that's
and it stays in the same direction.
Sure.
If I put it off balance, it'll precess in the same way the others did.
That is so cool.
But if it's balanced, it stays pointed in the same direction.
Oh, wow.
So this is why spacecraft need gyroscopes. So what you do is you have several of these, one for each of the three major directions, set up spinning, and it'll keep pointing in the same direction. And that way you can reference how the spacecraft is turning around it. So that's how Hubble knows which way, how it's turning.
I know, I've always wondered how those things actually work, and this is a really good example.
Right, and the same thing happens, it's called an inertial guidance system. They're used in submarines, airplanes, missiles, anytime you might not have a good reference on what's going on in the outside world.
Perfect, and then I think you had me doing one more thing, right?
Right, so one more thing. So when we have the, one other quick thing I had, one other picture, which is that, your phone has one of these. It works a little bit differently.
Sure.
It's a little microchip.
Let's see.
With little, there might be a picture that...
Matt, I don't know.
It's fine.
Oh, I think we have it. No, look, we do have it.
Yeah, so this is the kind of thing that's inside an iPhone 4. So it looks a little bit different, but this is a set of gyroscopes. What it actually is a bunch of little diving board things, microscopic diving boards that can tell when you're playing a game and you turn your phone. That's how your phone knows how it's turning.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. I wonder that too. You answer a lot of questions I always think of and I don't know. Okay, so what's the last thing?
Okay, so the very last thing is, so you're a spacecraft, you have a space telescope, how do you turn it? So I want to turn the Hubble Space Telescope and have it point at things.
Okay.
But there's nothing to push off against.
Right.
So if you sit on the stool there,
got it.
The way a spacecraft works is sort of the reverse of this. So if what a spacecraft has is a wheel, like this, or several of them, that you spin up to high speed, and if you hold that on the two sides carefully, turn that, and you'll find that you turn the opposite direction.
Oh, that is so
Whichever way you turn it, it turns you.
Yeah, that is so weird, isn't it?
Right, so spacecraft have several of these wheels, and by changing how they spin, that's how the Hubble changes which direction it points.
Sure.
And that is how, a gyroscope is how it knows which direction it points.
Very cool, Jeff. Thank you. I'm glad my arms were long enough for the demonstration, everybody. Awesome. Well, Jeff, thanks again for a great lesson. And if you guys have any questions or topics for our wise guys, they love ideas, obviously like this one. Very cool. You want some ideas, right?
Definitely.
All right, thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Once again, blowing my mind, and they would love to hear your questions. Go to our Facebook page for those ideas. Give us some questions and thoughts. For more segments like this, head to our website, WCIA.com. We'll be right back.